Tell us a little about Hisab Barabar. What is being so special about this project?
Hisab Barabar is a common man's story to bring a certain nexus down and his fight for a belief with a man who believes that the wrong is right. So it's about Radhe Mohan who thinks who's fighting for a cause, and not just for himself but for a nation, and against a man called Mickey Mehta who thinks that all the wrong that he's doing is actually right. So it's an important film, and it's an important message to be put out there for our audience. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity of playing this character and do this.
पर अब ये नया इंडिया है सर जी, ये छोड़ेगा नहीं, सबका करेगा हिसाब बराबर।
So firstly, I am Neil Nityan Mukesh with me right here, promoting his upcoming his film, which is released today, Hisab Barabar. So hi Neil, how are you doing?
Very well, Lisa. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for this interview.
It's a pleasure interviewing you today. So to start off with, tell us about Hisab Barabar. What is special about this film? What made you?
Hisab Barabar is a common man's story to bring a certain nexus down and his fight for a belief with a man who believes that the wrong is right. So it's about Radhe Mohan who thinks who's fighting for a cause, and not just for himself but for a nation, and against a man called Mickey Mehta who thinks that all the wrong that he's doing is actually right. So it's an important film, and it's an important message to be put out there for our audience. And I'm glad that I had the opportunity of playing this character and do this film. Yeah.
Right. So how was it playing this character? It's a visionary or a villain kind of thing, right? So what was your preparation, or what was going on through your mind when you were playing it?
So when you play an antagonist, first thing that you have to prepare is how big are you going to make it, and how you have to be prepared for the downfall, right? So I was just preparing myself with this bigness to make sure that the fall is as great for the hero to rise. And since the difficult part of this character was that he's so layered, that in a world of being so real and true to what the nature of the film is, you have to be a little larger than life, slightly eccentric, but at the same time fit in the world without really standing out too much. And I think that was the biggest challenge, because some of the iconic lines that they've written for my character also are so real, are so true, that you think any man would be talking like this. But generally in films, we see a villain would have another aura altogether. So the challenge was that without you having that kind of instrument to play with, you have to keep him real, but at the same time make him big, make him
Right.
larger than life. So yeah, that was a challenge. Yeah.
So in the film, you're playing this gangster who's taking advantage of people's negligence, who overlook these little transactions in their bank accounts and all of that. So coming to your personal life, how are you with your money? Is your hisab barabar, or are you similarly overlooking these little transactions that keep happening?
Well, to be very honest, I wasn't a very savvy guy till about COVID happened. And during the pandemic, my father and my brother educated me. My brother's 10 years younger than me, but he's excellent when it comes to numbers. I'm a good number student, as in I'm good with mathematics. So it didn't take me time to pick up. And I think I'm doing a pretty job in managing. But I like going out there and earning, and I like, working. And I think that there should be a system that can manage. But off late, I've realized that one has to handle things on their own, and I'm enjoying that process.
Right. So has there been an experience where you were scammed, or you receive these calls, these spam calls and all of that? Have you
Yeah,
had the
yes.
experience?
Many a times. From the calls, so there are keen amount of calls. I'm sure that my phone would be flooded with missed calls of those only right now. But scam wise, yes, a couple of times I had a few banking experiences recently in the past also. Right, I had this, I have this habit of, uh, paying off my credit card bills the moment I swipe for it. But uh, after me paying it, I still notice that it's not cleared after a couple of days. So, they regenerated an invoice and had sent it. So, I kind of took notice. If I hadn't taken notice, I'd be paying for it yet
Little
another
bit.
time. Yeah. So, you know, these are things that if I didn't know, and especially after this film, I won't have taken I won't be alert about it at all. We're so busy in our day-to-day life that one time forget, okay, did we do this? Did we go back? Now we become handicapped. We used to initially write it all down, or keep track of things, etc. But now, yeah. Anyway,
Right. So the film has released today, and have you gone through the reviews that have been pouring in?
well, not all of them as yet. I just gotten a few. I got busy with interviews lined up today. Uh, and generally, I don't like reading reviews. I'm sorry. I'm not too much of a review fellow because review, of course, I respect my critics. I respect their takes, but also from a public point of view, everyone has their own viewpoint for every film. We've delivered this film with a certain nature. Not every film is of the same light. Um, so everyone has their opinion, individualistic approach towards how a film is told, how a character is depicted. I will go through them. We'll hear the good things also and try and understand the bad reviews also.
Just to give you a hint, that it has received mixed to not so favorable reviews. So in general, when this happens, how do you handle all of that? How do you handle the criticism that comes along and all of that?
No, I mean, not so favorable would be maybe a gauge point, but I don't react too strongly about. Like I said, we made this with our heart in the right place for a very strong message to be told. There is a certain language to this film that needs to be maintained for it to reach a much larger audience and its understanding, uh, while keeping the entertainment quotient alive, of course. Uh, you have to understand certain limitations that every filmmaker makes a film in. Not everyone gets such, a platform to make these kind of films very easily. Entertainment nature is to be fictional and fictitious and slightly larger than life. So when a topical film like these come, you don't have many people who back it up also. So I give a lot of credit to my producers, Sharad Patel, Shriyanshi Patel, Geo Studios, Jyoti Deshpande, Z5 Global, to have actually put their mind and heart into wanting to be a part of this storytelling. Now, everyone won't understand that because there isn't a sing song, there isn't a dance sequence, there isn't an action sequence, there aren't jets flying, there aren't cars blowing up. So, of course, the entertainment is limited for you to understand the nature of the film. And those people who are limited with that and want that kind of entertainment will not understand the true essence of what this film is. So maybe that's why the mixed reviews is what are pouring in. I'll have to go through it, but I'm just preempting and presuming that that's probably one of the reasons. For me, it's a very important film. For me, I think it's a very topical film and a film that we've put in a lot of heart and soul with. Uh, Rest is, of course, to an audience. But I can promise you one thing. Uh, like I've had so many of my films that haven't really got rave reviews, you know, but are still cult films, are films that people talk till date about. Hisab Barabar will definitely be one of those films that you see the way it grows with word of mouth and how people will want to talk about it. Because it's it's got its heart in the right place, I guess.
So now you've played quite a few negative characters in recent years, right? So what is it like to play a negative character and a positive one, or a lead one? What is how is your approach different in both? Or do you approach it the same kind of
My approach for both are with the same honesty, and I like to stay true to what the nature of the film and the characters needs are. Whether it's a hero or whether it's a villain, I think a film is incomplete without both of them. So you have to portray them with the same heart, the same soul, and with the same passion. Yeah.
Right. So when you play these negative characters, there are some audience who don't take it in a way of, cinematic way and actually have some hate against you. Have you come across any instance where, you've gone out there and somebody's, behaved with you in a different way just because you played a negative character?
I'm going to summarize this in one sentence. For me, being bad has always been good. My audience loves me when I'm bad on screen.
Sweet. Muji, I agree on that. We love you in your negative as well as your positive characters. So, yeah.
Sweet, thank you.
So, a little off the topic, in a recent interview, Akshay Kumar, he just said that, PR activities that actors undertake nowadays is somewhere ruining the experience for the audience of the film. So, what is your take? What would be your take on this?
PR, can you repeat the question for me?
So, in a recent interview, what Akshay Kumar said was, PR have these activities that actors are doing a lot of PR, like sharing through, uh, behind the scenes and all of it of films, right? So this is ruining the experience for the audience, ruining the experience of the film for the audience, and in turn, which is affecting the success of the film as well. So, what do you have to say? Is it true, or should that go?
Uh, you see, what happens is, I think this is a very individualistic approach. Akshay sir would have, of course, with his experience and with his seniority, commented on something which I might have to visit that interview for me to throw a little more light on it, because he's such an experienced human being that he also would have put some thought into before he said something. So, of course, I haven't really understood what it is and in what context you're asking about it. But if it's regarding PR, there, of course, there are multiple aspects of filmmaking and how one has to reach a certain audience. I might not be able to elaborate too much on this question till I don't really see the interview with full depth and with that kind of analysis.
So, coming back to the project, Anil, how was it working with R. Madhavan and, of course, Kirti?
Fantastic. Both are brilliant actors, and I think it's such an honor for me to have shared screen space with both of them.
Wonderful. So, is there anything in specific that you learned from this project, given the project has a social message, right? So, is there something that
एक ही सीख लिया मैंने कि मैं अपना हिसाब कैसे बराबर रखूं. I think ये इस फिल्म से वाकई में मैंने ये सीख लिया.
So, talking about your characters, what do you enjoy the most? Do you enjoy these negative characters, positive characters, or what is the kind of genre that you enjoy the most doing?
Well, to be honest, I, being an actor who's worked in practically every genre possible up until now, can't select just one thing. I have to be, moldable. I have to be like water. I have to flow. I have to be fluid. I'm just looking forward to doing a lot more work and prepare for that.
And what would be one, if I were to ask you one character that you'd pick that you thoroughly enjoyed and which is your personal favorite to date?
I think all of them, but New York, I think Omar from New York would be my most favorite and memorable one. I had some great time making that film. I think every film leaves you with a certain amount of, emotion, and I'm sure I'll have many of them coming by.
Wonderful. So also one more thing is that now there's this rise of OTT, right? Now films are not just restricted to the big screen. There is OTT where the films are releasing, and it's open to a wider audience as compared to the theaters. So what's your take on this? How have things changed post the entry of OTT?
Well, now you have you have a global platform. You have a, a greater variety to choose from as far as content's concerned. So you got to sharpen your axe even more. One has to be prepared even more. We can't be complacent. We can't be rigid. We have to be fluid. And we got to understand that we got to push the envelope as far as storytelling is concerned, because now we are in direct competition. So I think a lot of filmmakers are getting those wings. They're flying very high. I'm hoping that we get those opportunities, and we can cater to that kind of filmmaking and educate ourselves and move forward. Yeah.
Lovely. So my last question for you, Neil, is what are your upcoming projects? What will we see you next day?
I have, apart Kissa Barabar that released today, I have my web show that releases in April sometime. After that, I have a film that's releasing theatrically in June or July sometime. Then, of course, I'm finishing one of my South Indian pan-India action films as we speak. So I have these 3-4 releases this year. Yeah.
Lovely. So you have a brighter lineup set for the year.
I'm hoping and I'm praying, because my audience has been complaining about me not coming too often. I have to bridge that gap a little, and then, of course, find the next one. So I'm back on the hunt. All right.
Thank you so much, Neil. Thanks for joining us. All the very best for all your future projects.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Lovely talking to you.